Yeah, okay, yeah. So, good afternoon everyone. I'm here with my co-presenter Matt Greaves. I realise it's been a while since we submitted our last greens letter. Number of reasons for that. We've had really poor weather conditions, so a lot of the work that was planned and scheduled has been really hampered by that. But we thought this is a good point in time prior to the AGM to give you an update of all the work that's happened, a few new things that are in plan, and a few other things that it's worth talking about today. So
We'll briefly cover a few things that we've missed out while we've not been doing these. Obviously there's a new badge been released for the club, there's a new name for the club, new website, and also we just released online booking, so we'll be mentioning briefly a few of those things just to go through, which you should already be aware of, but we'll cover it while we're here, why not?
And you may notice we're standing here on the newly block paved trolley park. For those that don't know, I think you'll agree it looks pretty good.
Yes, I agree.
Is that it?
Let's just start.
So we're inside the clubhouse now. We were planning on doing this out on the course, but unfortunately due to the snowfall we've had to retire inside. Also because of the temperature as well. So I'm joined with Brian, and there's a couple of things we're going to cover. One is the greens, and there's been a lot of rumours going around, which is typical at any golf club, but a lot of barroom talk about greens being destroyed because of some fungicide or whatever. So we've got Brian here with me just to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to cover some of the work planned for later in the year. So Brian, regarding the disease, I think that's what the best term for it, but we've seen obviously some evidence of something on the greens. So can you just explain what that is, and are we going to see any long-term impacts because of that, or?
No, there is going to be some scar marks which are going to last for a few weeks into the springtime, but with fertilising and the holotining and the top dressing, these are all going to recover fairly quickly once the spring comes around. It's a natural it's called fusarium. It's a natural disease that we get. It's just there. It's in the spores in the ground. And
these days like small circular patches.
Yeah. We can treat with fungicide, which we do. We have sprayed for it. For some reason, the two greens that have been attacked, the worst has been the 16th and the 11th, which have been the two driest greens on the course, and the two that haven't had any temporary greens on. No, they've been played on continuously. So everybody's seen the two greens where it's been at its absolute worst. So,
but I mean, from a long-term perspective, there's nothing to worry about.
No, there's nothing to worry about.
You heard it here first. We got in the diary planned the fine tining for August, and I guess our membership aren't aware, but due to the very wet winter period we've had, there's a need to change that and to go to the verti-draining. Is it the deep verti-draining?
I'd like to do some deep verti-draining on the greens during August.
I mean, we will try and put some images in so you can see what that is, what that entails, but can you just explain a little bit about that and why we've needed to move away from the fine tining to the deep verti-draining?
Well, 8 or 9 years ago, we did some very deep verti-draining on the greens, which caused a bit of upsetting amongst the membership at the time. But what that did, it created channels down into the lower areas of the greens where water could escape from the surface down below and get away. Now, we haven't done anything to that degree over the past 8 years, and now here we are. This is the first time in that period that we've had the necessity to have temporary greens because the surfaces are becoming a little bit waterlogged.
I mean, from a depth perspective, how does this compare to the normal holotining that we're used to seeing year on year?
Well, holotining goes down around about 3 inches. Right. Solid tining goes down to about 4 inches. What we're doing now is going to go down to about 10 to 12 inches deeper with 3/4 inch tines. Okay. So we're getting right down into where our problem areas are, which is down below the surface of our greens. Our greens are very old-fashioned built. They're built out of clay. And there is a limited amount of drainage underneath, but we need to now connect the surface to the underneath where the drains are, so the water can get up.
So you mentioned that the last time we needed to do this was sort of 6 or 8 years ago. What's actually causing it to happen again?
It's just clay. It's just compaction.
So the compaction of the green on that clay surface.
It's people walking on it. It's machinery going over it when we cut. and it's generally walking. It's just
stop walking on the greens.
Yeah, it's just generally not overplay, but just playing on the surfaces.
Right, okay.
It just creates. It's just a natural thing.
So it's just something that needs to be done for the health and betterment of the course in the long term.
Of the greens, yeah, for the surface of the greens, because what you end up with it allows carbon dioxide to come out, oxygen to get in. It allows deep rooting. It creates fissures for the roots to go down faster, and which in turn will promote healthier grass sward on the surface.
So this piece of work is planned for August, starting around the 21st of August. Is there a need? Is there a reason why we do it at that particular point in time?
If we do it in August, hopefully we've got the better weather, which is going to aid recovery because the grass is so growing. So it's going to aid recovery on the surface, and it gives the opportunity for the ground to get the surface to get right before winter sets in. Right. If the ground's too wet, there's little point in doing it then, because the holes won't hold out quite so long. Whereas if they're there in the summertime, it allows them to dry out down below and ground to dry out some.
Makes sense to me. Brian, thank you very much.
You should know by now that we've introduced online booking for competitions only within the club. You can also come up to the golf club and use the local computers to book yourself a tee time without actually having to physically log in under your own password. We're in the change room at the moment sitting with the computer, and it's nice and easy to log in. All you have to do is click on choose option on the touchscreen. You come up with 4 different options. Book a future competition, which is number 3. The February medal is the one that's up and working at the moment, so just touch that. Then type in your surname as you would if you're inputting your score after a competition. OK that. And then it'll bring up the booking sheet for the competition, and all you do is choose your time, click OK, and as you can see it's confirmed that you booked into the competition. Nice and simple. This is the one in the change room at the moment. We're also installing a computer into bar 19 as well, which should be up and running soon enough. You can also do it in the pro shop, but we're hoping to mainly utilise these computers at the moment. Now, in the unforeseen event that you can't make your tee time or you need to cancel your booking, it's just as easy. Go on to choose option again, book a future competition. Obviously, as the February medal that I put my name into, again input your name as you would do on a normal basis. Get to the bookings information. It's already registered that I've got my booking in. And number 3, cancel my booking. Just confirm that, and it's taken my booking out for the tee time. Obviously, if you can't make the tee time, try and cancel it as soon as you can, just to give other people an opportunity to book in and play in the comps.
One of the more recent jobs that's been completed by Brian and the team. We're standing in front of the 9th green, so some new drainage channels have been put in. These drainage channels do join up with the existing drainage that's there, and it's aimed to stop the puddling at the front of this green, because literally it does get very wet in the winter. So hopefully this will succeed, and it should recover quite quickly now. Hopefully we won't have too much more rain. So
here we are on the right hand side of the first fairway. There's ongoing work all around the course, which we have been completing and will carry on throughout the next few months. We're clearing all the drainage ditches around the course. The first one you'll come across is on the right hand side of the first. As you can see, there's a bit of a difference in it, and as somebody noted very recently, it's the first time that we've actually noticed running water coming down the drainage ditch. That's obviously as a response to the amount of water that we've had over recent months, because as I think you all know, we've had a heck of a lot of water come down over the golf course, and the drainage ditches, the more that we can clear them out, the more this is going to help the course.
So I'm here on the right hand side of the 5th green. The bunker, we did have some work carried out to this bunker, but the face coming up to the green, it was in quite poor condition. There are a number of other areas around this green that needed work, so as you can see, that work's now been started. It should be finished within the next week or so, so that face will be far better looking from an aesthetics perspective as you approach this green. Okay, so we're standing here in front of the 14th. You can see the 14th behind me. There's been some drainage work done. I mean, in fact, we've actually done this a few times on the 14th, but it did need additional drainage work, again, to try and help protect the front of the green to stop it getting wet.
Also, down around in the same area of the course, there's the 12th green down at the bottom. There's been plenty of drainage work carried out around the 12th green to help with the pooling down there, and we've also worked on reconstituting the matting on the left hand bunker down the 11th, because the matting below was starting to show up, so that's all been redone as well.
So today's the 6th of February. The reason I'm telling you that is today we've got a course walk planned, and we're actually looking at the trees that need trimming on the course. We'd already come up with a preliminary list of those trees, but others have been identified by some members. So I'm on the right of the 16th, and you can see we've got some trees that are actually overhanging, and they are actually overhanging on the edge of the green. So part of today is we're going to walk the majority of the course, identify the trees that do need trimming, and there's a few, as I said, a few of us taking part in that.
To help with the drainage issues that we have on the 15th just in front of the green, we've obviously got these paths in place to bring the traffic on the right hand side of the 15th, which takes you out through the other side of the trees and down to the path that leads onto the 16th tee. As you can see, we've recovered all the paths with hardwood bark chippings, which I think you'll agree looks a lot better and defines the paths a lot more, so hopefully we bring the traffic away from the fairways to assist with the course recovery for a nice course in the summertime. As we're all quite well aware, the front of the green is prone to pooling when we get a lot of wet weather, so we've done a lot of work around the front of the green to assist with the drainage, to try and assist some of that water that pulls up and hopefully take that water away, so in future we hopefully won't have as much of a problem with the 15th green as we've had before.
So I'm standing here on the 16th tee. One of the problems that was identified was we had puddling right in the middle of the 16th tee. So Brian and the team have had to do some investigation on that. Initially they thought it was caused by a leakage under the sprinkler head, which is just in front of me here, but that investigation's been done and it's nothing to do with the sprinkler head. So what they've identified is in the next couple of months there's going to be need for further investigation to try and improve the drainage on this tee, specifically in this area. So we're here in front of the 17th tee. It's been in our plan that a number of the medal tees would be resurfaced and levelled off. So you can see behind me we've got the 17th tee. Over the last couple of weeks it's been levelled, and right now Brian and the team are actually laying the new turf. So the 17th was first on the plan. The next tee that's going to be tackled is the 12th, but then obviously there are others within the work schedule over the next few months.
Just to mention, the guys are doing a fantastic job levelling out the tees. This has obviously taken a while to sort out. We have had reports, we've got a picture that we're going to throw up now, of the sand and the topsoil being put down on the tee when it was prepared to be levelled, and we've got pictures of people just walking straight over the work that's been done with trolleys, which is quite frankly unbelievable.
I'd imagine very frustrating for the green staff, because they have to then go over that and do that work again. It's unacceptable really. You know, we're members of this club, we're trying to get the work done to improve the course, and then members are just ignoring it to take the shortcut if they're coming from 13 and just finishing on 17, 18. But walk around, guys, this is our club, we need to look after it. So, you know, if you can see work going on, don't destroy that work. You know, it's an extra 30 seconds to go around it, so please take that into consideration. Okay, so another problem that's been identified, there's been initially a few complaints about it, questioning why the top hole liner is in place. First of all, I'll explain the reason for that top liner. So especially during the winter conditions, the ground gets quite soaked around the pin, and with people putting the foot close to the hole to retrieve the ball, it can actually change the shape of the hole. So the hole liner at the top is put in place to try and help maintain the constitution of the circular shape of the hole. But what's been happening is, obviously we have members that have got the ball retriever on the end of their putter, or if you don't take too much care when pulling the flag out, it's quite easy to catch that liner and pull it up above the surface of the green. So just try and take a little bit more care when taking the flag out, putting the flag in, and if you do happen to dislodge that, just try and get it back in place, so someone playing behind you, they're not going to be faced with the green with that whole line of sticking up. And we've just invited Roy along just to give us a bit of information about the forthcoming AGM on the 26th of February.
Yeah, thanks Darren. I'd just like to remind all members that on Monday the 26th of February we've got our annual general meeting. That will be held in the Hawthorne room and it commences at 8 p.m. on the evening. All members are welcome, please come along. It's when your new captain Jeff Tibbetts takes over officially from Louis Ackerman, and it's where new members are voted on to the committee. So if anybody would like to put the name down, it's always good to see new blood coming on with new ideas. Get involved with the committee and you can be part of this exciting phase that the club is going through now with our new owners.
Will Lord Cobham be coming as well to speak about?
Yes, Lord Cobham will be there. He will hopefully be doing a short speech about what's gone on over the last 12 months and then what his plans are for the next 12 months with the club. The current captain, Louis Ackerman, will obviously just go through what's happened over his tenure as captain, and the secretary gives a report as well to do with things from England golf, Worcestershire golf, anything that's happening around national aspects of golf within the UK. I'll do a report from the Treasurer's point of view, tell you how much money we've either made or lost during the year, and yeah, it's just a way to keep everybody informed what's going on around the place.
So unfortunately, due to the weather and the buggy ban, so we were restricted where we could go on the course because we had to stick to the cart paths. We've decided to finish off today by coming back inside the warmer clubhouse and just going through both additional work that's already been completed on the course, a few new jobs that are in the work schedule, and then Matt's going to fill us in on the limited competition results from the recent months. So, recent work that's been completed. There was a drainage problem at the rear of 2, that's been completed now. Drainage issue at the front of the 8th green, that's also been done. There was a little bit of drainage work at the back of the left-hand side at the back of the 6th green, that's been completed. There's been some resurfacing work to the trolley parks on the 17th and 13th tee. Some additional resurfacing work to the path on the 16th, tee to the fairway. Now, it's not the path that Matt was talking about through the trees, this is in the dip in between the pond and the 15th green. What else? We had an issue in the summer whereby on the Dutch Championship someone hit one of the hard plastic bungs that were in the green infield. We tested something to try and resolve that by putting the driving range mat on top of one of those, actually made it a fraction smaller so it's sat level with the turf. That seemed to work well, doesn't cause a problem. So one of our members, Mr. Clive Jiggs, he's agreed to actually make the rest the same as that trial one did. So that's in progress at the moment, and Clive is making those in batches of 6. So you should start seeing those on the greens to try and solve that problem. There's been a lot of tree pruning that's already been done, of course, but as I said, we've been out here today, well, I suppose it's too cold, so Roy Sims and Brian actually gone in, they're out there right now, and they're looking at identification of trees that need to be pruned that are impacting play. Not necessarily make it any easier, but the ones that are really impacting play, such as the ones we talked about, Drew having the 16th green. A lot of the work that's gone on, drainage at the front of the first green, so the new drainage has been applied there. Additional drainage at the front of the second green, which we've all seen that. Something we may not be aware of, there's drainage at the rear of both the 12th and 14th green, some additional drainage has been added to the left-hand side of the 18th green. One of the new jobs in our plan is some additional drainage and the mounding issue, which needs to be investigated and then rectified on the back of the 13th green. We did identify there was a bit of a health and safety, but also the bank around the pond on the 8th, that was washing away. It turned out that was caused by the wind hitting the surface of the water, and it was hitting underneath the bank and eroding away, so it looked solid, but in actual fact there was quite a bit of undercut that was actually quite dangerous when you got near the edge of the pond. So that's all been trimmed back now around the edge of the pond on the 8th. Basically, it makes the pond fraction bigger, it'll be a lot safer for our members. We've already talked about refurbishment on the 5th bunker. There's been some repairs to potholes on the 4th path, approaching the fairway from the tee. I think that's just a bit of water erosion that's been washing areas of the path away. Additionally as well, on the 8th fairway next to the oak tree, there was a holes appearing in the fairway near the path. Those have all been filled. And that's pretty much it. So that concludes the recent work and some additional work we've got in process.
So essentially, I think it's fair to say there's a fair bit of work that's been carried out on the golf course. You know, you might not be aware of it, you might not see it going on, but there is always things going on in the background. Green staff and members of the committee are all working hard together to try and make the golf course as good as possible.
We've also got a plan, for the future. It's not just a 1 month plan. We've got a significant amount of work tasks that are identified. We've got agreed dates for expected completion, and of course, we're outside, they're on the golf course, and these are impacted by the weather. So some jobs do need to get pushed back because we don't want to be tracking heavy equipment across the course doing damage if it can be avoided. So sometimes there is movement of these dates, but we definitely have an agreed work plan when this work's going to be completed by.
So moving on from work, not many competitions to report on from last month because of the weather, as we've been droning on. about throughout the entirety of this newsletter, but we did manage to play the January monthly medal. So quick report on that. Division 1 was won by Steve Cartledge with 38 points. Division 2, Les Blunt with 43 points. I think that was terrible, 43 points.
On temporary, a lot of temporary greens as well. Yeah.
And Division 3 was won, and overall winner, our dear old captain, not so much the old, dear captain, Louis Ackerman with 44 points.
44 points.
44 points.
Unbelievable.
Well done, Louis.
Well done, guys.
So that's about it we've got for this month's newsletter. Hopefully we'll be back next month. We'll try and get our butts in gear and start doing them on a more regular basis. Remember, there's a new web address for the new website, which is www.hagleygolfclub.co.uk. And as we've mentioned previously, we brought into play the online booking system, so please make sure that you can get on the app. You've sorted out your passwords, any issues. There are tutorials on the new website if you go under members login problems. If there's any issues going on from there, please get in touch with either myself or Neil Griffiths. I'll stick his email at the bottom of this now so you can see. We can reset passwords and get you all on the system in full working order so we can move on going forward.
Excellent.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. See you next month.
Let's hope it stops snowing.
It's still snowing. Great shot. Oh, he's brave.